If you look at this new brewery we have here now, that's been in the planning for many a year, what's important about here is flexibility.
When we started out, people didn't think we had a hope. You know, the bets around town were very much how long will the Porterhouse last without putting Guinness on their tap. You know, 22 years and counting, we're still going.
The lads started back in like 1996 in Parliament Street. No one in Ireland knew what an IPA was. You know, they were just as ignorant as I was in those days. The foundations of the business were built on a core of like fantastic stouts, fantastic ales and really good crisp lagers. They're still the staples for us today.
What we do now is the same as what we did in our very first brewery in Parliament Street in Dublin back in 1996. The involvement of the staff using their judgment to decide when to do various steps of the process is still fundamental to maintaining our beer quality.
We argue, we fight, we discuss, we exchange ideas between each other, but at the end of the day, you know, between the guys on the ground here, we know what we want to do.
We were brewing to capacity at our old brewery. You know, for the last 5-6 years, it wasn't that we didn't want to make, you know, funky new beers. We just didn't have the space for them. It's a 30,000 hectolitre plant, which is about 3 million litres a year. So we've about tripled our capacity from our old brewery. There is still something quite small about us. Quite interesting about us, you'll see today there's a handful of guys who work here, you know. We want to show that off as much as anything.
The new brewery has allowed us to create better tasting versions of what we were doing in the old brewery. We spent a lot of work trying to match the beers as closely as we could do. But really what we've seen is the beers have continued as they were, but better.
We're not controlled by anybody else. We brew for ourselves, we brew what we think our customers like, we brew what we think we like. It's about being independent, it's about making your own decisions. We're not brewing beer for the masses. We don't really care if some people don't like our beer because we know some people will.
It's very much part of our future, producing seasonal beers. The train will be running along the tracks as well, producing our plain porter, Oyster Stout, Nitro Red, which should not deviate from 1 month to the next, from 1 year, because we are consistent as well.